So in terms of some of the key trends that we see looking out maybe 3 to 5 years is the computing environment of what we consider an endpoint today will definitely continue to change. In today's environment, we have a mixture of smartphones and tablets, which is drastically different from where we were 5 years ago when we were largely a PC-based world or a Mac-based world and had some Blackberries. 5 years from now, we've kind of talked about this notion of the Internet of Things, or all these connected devices. And that changes the dynamic around the fabric of you and I as consumers and you and I as business users in terms of how we're connected, how we're engaging, and the sorts of data that's kind of flowing through that. And 'cause a lot of these devices are very much what they are, fixed function devices. And so you don't have an ability to continue updating these devices with DATs. And therefore, you're moving from a whitelisting model where you're managing a controlled known good state. And that's the role of things like embedded control to help organizations provide that protection, but give us the devices that we all want to use. Now, an area that's becoming increasingly important for organizations is what happens in the middle between the black, the known bad, and the white, which is the known good, is this notion of gray. And this is where technologies such as our advanced threat defense technology, as well as other innovations you're going to see from McAfee, are helping organizations look at the things that are very suspicious. We don't quite know if it's bad, we don't know if it's good. We're giving tools for organizations to take a look at the behavior of these sorts of suspicious things through a sandboxing technology where we're watching the behavior of these sorts of things and other technology advancements you'll see from McAfee. IT, their main function is to enable the business, to say yes to users, to help productivity, but they also have a responsibility and a stewardship over the corporate assets. They're the ones at the end of the day that are responsible for the livelihood of the business's crown jewels, which is typically their intellectual property or the data itself. Now, the balance, it used to be a very controlled environment where it was easy for organizations. The organization owned the device that our users were using. They typically had stronger controls as to the type of software that was on it. BYOD challenges a lot of that. That device that we use could be owned by me or could be owned by the organization. The way that software delivery has changed as well. Used to be very controlled, but now on the fly, I'm changing applications almost on a daily basis. But also, these devices are almost as strong as the laptop I use today. Corporate access to email, corporate access to contacts, files that I'm having on my system are the same files that I'm having on my smartphone. Now the challenge, of course, is how do I balance the level of control that I can have on there? And so there's technology that McAfee provides to help administrators have the level of control onto the device. So our Enterprise Mobility Manager product helps organizations control the native security functions, such as passwords, such as enforcing native encryption, and then if you happen to lose a device or happen to leave the organization, we have ability to do what we call is wipe, or wipe and kill. But we have flexibility to basically take a look at what the enterprise-owned data or assets on that device. So as you leave the organization and it is your device, I'm going to wipe the email, enterprise contacts, and maybe enterprise folders, but I'm leaving your family pictures intact. And that's a balance that we've had to now deal with BYOD, that 5 to 6 years ago we really didn't have to be worried about at all.